Alright, hello everyone, welcome to Shade. This is the first interactive fiction game we're going to play on the channel. It's from 2000. It's kind of a weird one to start with, but it's probably, like I said, I played a few interactive fiction games when I was in high school, and of all the ones I played, this is probably the one that stuck with me the most. This, genuinely terrified me when I first played it when I was a young fetus, first kind of wetting my toes in the genre. I feel like nowadays it's going to have less of an effect on me, as is usually the case with horror as a media in general, but still, I'm not to spoil what's in store for us here, but I feel like that's just par for the course with growing up. Otherwise, I don't remember the game being too long. All the places I said online, I looked online, I looked through the interactive fiction database, and that said it's going to be an hour. I think I'm not going to, do intros and outros for each episode with a game like this. I don't know exactly how recording is going to go. I plan on just recording a full playthrough and then splitting it up however I see appropriate. So, yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I guess we just jump into it here, right? So this is Shade, a brief story by Andrew Plotkin. First time players should type about. We should do that after I read the intro here. Odd how the light just makes your apartment gloomier. Pre-dawn darkness pulls in the corners and around the tops of walls. Your desk lamp glares yellow, but the shadows only draw your eyes and deepen. Not much of an apartment, no. One desk, paper piled, with a dusty computer shoved to the side. Your futon. Second-hand stereo sitting on a cardboard crate. A kitchen nook one way and a bathroom nook the other, with a closet to the side. A broad mirror tries to make the place seem twice its size. It halfway works. One window whose shade is down, and the front door firmly shut. Your luggage is piled untidily with the door. A potted hyacinth sits beneath the window. You are sprawled on the futon, staring up into that gloom. Your eyes feel gritty, but it's too late. Early, no time left for sleep, anyway. In a few hours, your ride will arrive. On your desk are your to-do list and a travel book. And we have control now. We are in our apartment you can see, your location in the top there. I realize that this is probably the best possible kind of game to play, to watch a playthrough of when you're trying to sleep, or otherwise not looking at the screen. So I am going to read everything that needs to be read going forward. Okay, so we are in our apartment on our futon, as I said. I'm going to type about for everyone's sake here. This is a one-room game set in your apartment, but perhaps you've already gathered that. Shade mostly uses the standard vocabulary of interactive fiction. You may find the command find or whereas convenient, though not critically important. Shade is copyright 2000 by Andrew Plotkin. He began coding it on the morning of September 2nd, 2000, and raced like the wind to finish it in time for the 6th annual interactive fiction competition. Shade placed 10th, which is pretty darn good considering the overall excellence of the entries that year. For more interactive fiction by the same author, see, and then there's his website. Shade may be distributed for free, but not sold or included in any for-profit collection without written permission from the author. All hail the beta tester, Michael Kenyon, still inevitable after all these years. And the people who sent bug reports after the competition, who include, but not limited to, Ross Presser, Gunther Schmidl, Matthew Murray, Joe Mason, Nick Wolf, Caleb Wilson, Neil Cerruti, Jason McIntosh, Daryl McCullough, I don't know, I'm going to bungle these pronunciations, it's fine. Leila Conrad, Jeff Hall, and this game is dedicated to Meatball Fulton. That's a hell of a name. Alright, so if we look, you survey a small room. One desk, paper piled. It's just the same intro, same description we saw before. On the desk are your to-do list and a travel book. I'm going to take all, if I can spell it right, glass. Oh, okay, it just says you won't accomplish much while slumped in the futon. That's been getting slowly more apparent for hours now. That says that for every object you try to take, which includes the glass, the to-do list, travel book, old jacket, and vacuum cleaner. Let's get up. That's all else we can really do. You lever yourself upright. It's amazing how much lack of sleep feels like a hangover, only without the preceding party. Now we take all. Glass. You step into the kitchen nook. Taken. To-do list. You step out of the kitchen nook and sit down at the desk. Taken. Travel book. Taken. Old jacket. You stand up. You don't need your old jacket. Vacuum cleaner. Taken awkwardly. Come to think of it, as with a hangover, dehydration is probably the problem. Your mouth is dryable. Where am I right now? What happens if we move around? If I try to go north, if we move around, try to move any direction, it says you paced enough last night. You're still feeling thirsty. Sit. Okay. Sit at desk. Alright. If you look around, you glance around. The desk is, of course, an organized mess. Overlapping piles of paper inches high. The computer's a dusty beige block, several generations out of date. Poking up hopefully from among the strata. The lamp hangs over all. A game over message is flashing on the screen. Behind you, the futon takes up most of the apartment. A second-hand stereo sits on a cardboard crate. A kitchen nook one way and a bathroom nook the other. Okay, same. Oh, that's the same. Can we go to the kitchen? Go to kitchen. All right. Turn on sink. Bathroom sink, the kitchen sink. Turn on the kitchen sink. You step into the kitchen nook. Nothing comes from the tap, and eerie, distant howling. The kitchen sink hasn't worked since you moved in. Funny how that works. You'd think, however long you've been living here, I would have running water. Let's look around the kitchen nook. You survey your one small room. The kitchen alcove has a refrigerator, a sink, a stove, and barely enough space to stand between them. One wall projects out to form a counter with a cupboard beneath it. And the rest is the same. Can I open fridge? You open the refrigerator, revealing a jar of peanut butter. You run your tongue over dry teeth. Can we go to bathroom? Turn on sink. Can we turn on bathroom sink? Okay, step out of the kitchen nook and step into the bathroom nook. You spin the tap. The pipes sound like an indigestive mammoth, but water does dribble out of the faucet. Reassured, you turn the tap back off. Drink from sink. Drink water. The water from the bathroom sink. You broke the habit of drinking from the faucet when you were 11. Can I go to kitchen nook? What happens if we try to take all? Okay, there's nothing to take here. Okay, move is for moving other objects. The problem is I don't fully know how we're supposed to move from area to area. Go west, you're able to, east. If I just type in kitchen. Okay. Well, we can definitely move between areas by, what happens if we go open cupboard? Okay, we step out of the bathroom nook and step into the kitchen nook. That did work. You open the cupboard, revealing a box of crackers. If we go take all, what happens here? If we take the crackers, can we... Okay, so it said take all didn't work, but we still can take the crackers. That seems odd. Can you take a glass if we just say that? Oh, I already have a glass. Since when do I have a glass? If I go I for inventory. Oh, that's what I took them when I took all. That's what happened. You're carrying a box of crackers, a vacuum cleaner, a travel book, your to-do list, and a glass. Okay, turn on bathroom sink. The same thing. Put water in glass. Can we do that? Yeah, the water from the bathroom sink into the glass. The faucet rattles and water dribbles into the glass. Drink water. You gulp the water. It feels vaguely astringent in your mouth, unsatisfying. Well, no doubt thirst will be more real after you fly to California. Okay, it's a bit of lore if you look around. Okay, same thing, but we're... Okay, it's the bathroom. We haven't seen this actually. You survey your one small room. The bathroom alcove has a toilet, a sink, and a shower stall that manages to make the rest of the place look roomy. Not much else. Most of your accoutrements have been packed. And it gives us a description of the main place. Okay, fly. Where did you leave your plane tickets? Okay. You hate this feeling. It happens all the time. Something safely accomplished, then pow, you have to worry about it again. Unfair. The tickets must be here somewhere. I thought they're gonna be the bathroom, but... If I type sit... Okay, step out of the bathroom nook and sit down. If we look around here... Can we sit at a desk, perhaps? Now, if we look for tickets. We stand, now we look for tickets. Search desk. Okay, there we go, that's the key. You carefully tilt up piles of paper, trying to avoid an avalanche. Nope, the tickets aren't there. Search futon. Nothing on the futon. Search luggage. Oh, what do we have in our inventory again before we fall into that trap? Okay, look at our travel book. I'll type in travel book. Look at book. Well, how about our list? Open our book. Open book. There we go. The Schmendrick's Guide to Desert Camping. We've been studying it for weeks now. Vast alien reams of information. Perspiration rates, sunburn factors, tent guying, and how to make a condensation still out of a trash bag and a tin can. You probably write the book out longhand from memory, and none of it means a damn thing to you. That's where you're going on this trip, after all. He is, of course, the Death Valley Ohm. Half arts festival, half cult. A week in a deep desert where people show off, have sex, take drugs, and maintain a 24-hour constant Ohm. Sand, heat, and thousands of throats. A space outside the world, with no dues except that you join in the chant, as much as is in you to chant. Okay, open list. Look at list. View list. Oh. Read list. Okay. The task for your impending journey is a massive crossed-out items and scribbled corrections. They're near the bottom. Buy plane tickets and check mark. So where did you leave them? The desk? Your coat pocket? Could they have gotten packed accidentally? Okay, that's a good hint. That lists some things to try. We already tried the desk. If we go search coat, route to the jacket's myriad pockets. Nope, the tickets aren't there. Search luggage. You quickly pop open each suitcase and riffle through, trying not to disarrange your tidy packing too badly. Nope, the tickets aren't. Aha, they are after all. The tickets slide to the floor and lie there, smirking at you. Take tickets. Taken. Something scrapes underfoot as you bend it. Pick the tickets up. Luck. You see a trace of sand here. The sound of a helicopter comes faintly through the closed window. Look at sand. Take sand. You scrape up a pinch of sand. It runs through your fingers. It's sand. If we read our to-do list. Okay. The task for impending journey is a mess of crossed-out items and scribbled corrections. Vacuum is checked. You remember doing it. But look at this floor. The helicopter is getting closer. Okay, I guess we gotta vacuum our floor, right? Vacuum floor. Just vacuum. Re-clean. It's pretty much cleaned the whole area. Okay, vacuum. I don't know why I did that. It's kind of mean, but you squeeze the handle. The vacuum cleaner begins humming industriously. You run it back and forth on the floor, but it only seems to spread the sand around. In fact, it looks like there's more sand than before you started. If I do it again... Okay, the sound of the helicopter is fading now. So it doesn't seem to be doing much. If we look, it's the same as before. We vacuum, clean. Alright, doesn't seem to do anything. You can barely hear the helicopter anymore. It's the same, oh, there's just more sand. I sit. Okay, if I take sand, it does the same thing, it slips through my fingers. Clean. Okay, the same thing, give the same message as if we vacuum. If I look at the door, open door. Okay, the sun hasn't risen. What light you have would just leak out into the night. Anyway, the taxi hasn't arrived, so there's nowhere to go. Alright, again, I don't know what's my inventory? I've tried the vacuum cleaner. If I drop the vacuum, I can see a vacuum cleaner and some sand here. I take all. We take the vacuum cleaner. So what do we do to progress from this point is the question. We turn on sink. Again, if I try to go with the kitchen sink, same message as before. Okay, same messages as before. We can see some sand lying in the living room. Nothing else seems to be different other than the sand on the floor. Oh, we can go bathroom. We go into the bathroom nook. There's nothing, the bathroom look message is the same. There's nothing to take. Turn on sink. Leave bathroom. Okay, that works. We're back in the living room. Use vacuum. Vacuum. Okay. You squeeze the handle. The vacuum cleaner makes an unpleasant grinding noise and then stops entirely. The sand must have been too much for it.